And now for all the details. As India and Pakistan agreed to a fragile understanding to halt military action along the western and northern borders, New Delhi has said that Operation Sindoor, launched to punish the perpetrators of the horrific April 22 Pahalgam terror attack that claimed 26 innocent lives, has achieved all its military, political and psychological objectives. We have a report.
On May 10th, India and Pakistan agreed to halt military action after days of hostilities along the line of control and international border. New Delhi declared that Operation Sindoor, launched in the aftermath of the Pahalgam attack to target terror outfits carrying out attacks in India, achieved all its military, political and psychological objectives. The Pahalgam terror attack, which killed 26 individuals, including a Nepali national, was claimed by a proxy of the Pakistan-based terror outfit Lashkar-e-Taiba. In its aftermath, New Delhi accused Islamabad of aiding terrorism and announced a slew of measures against Pakistan, including keeping the Indus Waters Treaty in abeyance. Sources said the decision was taken because Pakistan's support for terrorism violated the treaty's preamble, which emphasizes goodwill and neighborliness. While diplomatic measures were announced immediately, India made its intent clear for military operations on May 1st. In a telephonic conversation with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, India's Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar conveyed New Delhi's decision to strike terror outfits in Pakistan, adding there should be no doubt about India's resolve. 6 days later, on May 7th, the Indian Armed Forces launched Operation Sindoor, hitting 9 terrorist infrastructure sites in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. According to the Indian Armed Forces, the strikes eliminated more than 100 terrorists, including Yusuf Azhar, Abdul Malik Rauf and Mudassir Ahmed, who were involved in the hijack of IC-814 and the Pulwama blast.
I have no doubt in my mind that we achieved total surprise, and those strikes across those 9 terror hubs left more than 100 terrorists killed, including high-value targets such as Yusuf Azhar, Abdul Malik Rauf and Mudassir Ahmed that were involved in the hijack of IC-814 and the Pulwama blast.
Detailing the Indian operations, the Indian Army's DGMO, Lieutenant General Rajiv Ghai, said he contacted his Pakistani counterpart, Major General Kashif Abdullah, after India's operation against terror outfits. Pakistan's response was dismissive with threats of retaliation. As expected, Pakistani forces responded aggressively, but ineffectively. Pakistan launched drone and missile attacks on Indian military targets, including Srinagar, Jammu, Pathankot and Amritsar, in operations likened to Hamas-style tactics. Civilian populations were also targeted by Pakistani forces shelling across the line of control. On May 8th to 9th, Pakistan escalated with Operation Bunyanan Mahsus, deploying 300 to 400 Turkish-made Asisguard Songar drones to target 36 Indian locations, including religious sites. India's integrated counter-UAS grid and air defense systems neutralized most threats, though Pakistan's armed drones damaged a medical center in Udhampur and caused a few civilian injuries in Firozapur. On May 9th to 10th, India launched devastating precision airstrikes on 11 Pakistani airbases: Rafiki, Murid, Chaklala, Nurkan, Rahim Yarkhan, Sukur, Chunian, Sargodha, Polari, Jacobabad, and radar sites in Pasrur, Sialkot, Lahore, and Gujranwala. The Rahim Yarkhan runway was flattened, and Nur Khan suffered significant damage. India also retaliated heavily against the shelling at the line of control. According to Lieutenant General Ghai, the action resulted in the deaths of at least 35 to 40 Pakistani soldiers along the line of control between May 7th and 10th. The Indian side reiterated that Operation Sindoor targeted terrorists, not civilians. Following India's action on May 10th, Lieutenant General Ghai received a call from his Pakistani counterpart, after which both sides agreed to an understanding to end military actions along the borders with immediate effect. However, the truce was broken within hours. Highlighting PM Modi's direction to respond to bullets with bombs, the Indian military has said that repeated violations will be answered in a punitive manner.
The Pakistan Army has reported to have lost approximately 35 to 40 personnel in artillery and small arms firing on the line of control.
The aim was not to inflict casualties, but in case there have been, it is for them to count. Our job is to hit the target, not to count the body bags.
Operation Sindoor has achieved its military, political and psychological objectives, establishing a new normal in counter-terrorism, Indian officials said. Sources emphasize that Pakistan must accept this reality, with no place safe for terrorists, highlighting PM Modi's declaration that terrorists will be reduced to dust, reflecting India's resolve. Government sources confirmed that India will present evidence of Pakistan's complicity in terrorism to the UNSC 1267 Sanctions Committee next week, targeting TRF for designation as a terrorist organization, imposing sanctions and travel bans. The move aims to expose Pakistan's shielding of terror groups like TRF, linked to the Pahalgam attack and other Kashmir attacks.